The RSA public key encryption algorithm. This is one of the best public key encryption algorithm used in today's internet world. Actually, it is developed in 1977. The public key encryption is started by Duffy and Hellman. They introduced this public key encryption algorithm. Based on their guidance, the three developers like Ron Rivest, Eddie Shamir, and Len Edelman at the MIT University, they developed a new type of public key encryption algorithm which is named as RSA, which is taken the first character of their name, RSA. It is one of the most widely acceptable and implemented approach to public key encryption. RSA is a block cipher algorithm in which the plain text and ciphertext are treated like a integer, and the integer value are ranges from 0 to n-1 for some n value. We are taking one n value which is a little bit large number. For each plain text we have to convert into numbers. If the plain text contains some characters, each character is provided with some integer number. Each character is identified by some number, same as ciphertext here. In RSA algorithm, the encryption and decryptions are having the following forms, where C represents the ciphertext and M represents the plain text. The ciphertext can be calculated using the formula m raised to e mod n, and a plain text can be calculated using a formula c raised to d mod n. Here C can be substituted as m raised to e. It's nothing but m raised to e raised to d, which can be simplified as m raised to ed mod n. Now if you see here, both the parties, that means sender as well as receiver, has to know these two values n and e. Here they have to know n and e, but this value d is available only at the receiver part, the person who want to decrypt the data. The ciphertext is converted into plain text. Only then we need a value called as d. Whenever you encrypt the data, you need e and n. So that is represented here, that is given here. Public key encryption algorithm with public key of KU. Here KU means here public key, which can be given by two values e and n. Whereas the private key of KR represent here private key, which is given by d and n. Private key means you have two values e and n, and private means here you have again two values d and n. The RSA algorithm can be summarized as: we begin by selecting two prime numbers. It's called as P and Q. These are the two large prime numbers we used in algorithms, and using these two prime numbers we are calculating the n value. N value is nothing but the product of these two prime numbers. When you multiply P and Q, it will return n, and this n is used as the modulus for various encryption and decryption operation. When you are performing encryption and decryption operation, you are performing modulus operations on some steps. The meaning here is whatever the integer number the calculated, it should be within the range of this 1 to n value. So we are using this n as the modulus operation. In next step we identify the Allure totient, and it is calculated by Allure totient is identified by the symbol phi n, and this phi n is calculated whenever the two prime numbers are given. Now how actually it is formulated, this concept is out of for this syllabus, but I will explain how to calculate the Euler quotient of these two prime numbers. This Euler prime number is a number between 1 to n value. It's always having a value ranges from 1 to n, and this Euler quotient is relatively prime to n. That means when you apply GCD of quotient, Euler quotient, that is phi n, with n value, it always return 1. When you apply the GCD between phi n and n, it always return 1. That is relatively prime to n. We can easily calculate this Euler quotient by phi n is equal to phi p into phi q. Here phi p is calculated by p minus 1 and phi q is calculated by q minus 1. This is already formulated. I am applying that formula here. This is the way of calculating Euler quotient. In next step, we are selecting randomly one integer number that is called as e, and that e value is relatively prime to phi n. That means whenever you apply a GCD between e and phi n, it should return a value called as 1. The first condition should be here, the e value should be within the range of 1 to phi n, and the second condition should be when you apply the GCD e and phi n, it should return 1. Here this GCD returns always 1 means most of the times this e value is prime number. In the next step, we have to calculate the d value. D value is a multiplicative inverse of E and modulo phi n. This can be shown that D and E have the desired properties. To calculate the D, we have to use this formula, dE mod phi n is equal to 1. We already know that E value, phi n value, using these two values, we have to calculate the D value. We can formulate this formula for dE is equal to 1 mod phi n. Then we can identify the D value.